All right, boys, man, welcome back to another YouTube video. I just want to make this video really quickly. I just want to talk about things that, I be going through. And obviously, this channel is about learning new things, you know what I'm saying? Because one thing they say is wise men, you know, they learn from other men's mistakes instead of learning from their own mistakes. And you obviously don't want to fall for the same mistakes that I have or anybody else. If you probably watch channels like this, you're trying to learn actively to, become a better individual, better person, all types of stuff, right? So one thing I really want to talk about is more about users, about just being careful about your circle of influence, because you got to understand users can lower your value. You know what I'm saying? They could bring you down. It's almost like crabs of a barrel. You ever see like a crab trying to climb out the barrel and then the crab takes the other crab down? That's kind of what users can do. This could be like any friends or any family. And not gonna lie, just because a person is a family member do not mean they're exceeded from getting completely cut out your life. Nothing's stopping them. You know what I'm saying? Because you got to understand like this. They won't understand what you're trying to do. And you probably trying to build something, but you got a girlfriend or you got a friend or you got a family member that's trying to completely, they're not purposely trying to stop you, but they're in this thing called survival mode. One thing about users, a lot of them be in survival mode, and that means they're doing anything to survive, even if they have to mess you over. So you gotta understand, right? They're willing to do anything to survive. Let's just say you're in the pool and you're drowning in the water, and let's say you had your mom or your dad in the water. You will pull your mom and dad down just to survive. Now you might be thinking, Tim, no, I would not. I would not pull them down in that water. But look, you would, because you have to survive. We go out for survival. So you're willing to do anything to survive. And that's the thing about leechers and the people out in this universe. They're out here to literally use you. It's not like even if they want to. Like, let's say they're really not trying to mess you over, and they probably don't actually mean no harm in the first place. But you got to understand this. If they're trying to survive, they're going to have to mess you over. You know what I'm saying? So all I'm saying is be aware of users, because, obviously I've been dealing with that. So I'm just telling other people to take notes of that. You know what I'm saying? To completely still get rid of those types of people, because they don't mean no good. I did just forgot what I was saying because I got distracted, but all I really got to say is protect your energy at all costs, because people want your energy, especially as a man. I ain't gonna lie, because for some reason, you really don't be hearing that really from a female. You really hear it from a male, because most people, they want your energy as a male, and people try to like use you for different things and all that just because you're a dude and all that other stuff. So at all costs, protect your energy at all costs. Keep on raising your vibration every single time, and don't worry about like haters and things of that nature, because you gotta understand this, right? Like we said, the crabs of the barrel, they just doing this out of survival. Or most people this too. They hope you fail at what you do. So they're gonna try to get in your way for what you're trying to do with little distractions and all that. So this is how you completely get away from users. Let's just say you have a friend. If you have a friend that's completely a user, you either use them back, or, like I said, you got to limit your time with these type of people, and then you got to use them back. Now, let's just say this person is just such a user, or you got like a family member, right? And they're using you. They might be older than you or whatever. You just completely stay away from them. Completely stay away. Let them reach out to you all the time. And don't ask them for nothing. Keep on declining their requests. They eventually get the hint. You got to understand. Because some people you really can't completely cut off, but you can still limit your time and not spend time with that person, because that's the type of stuff they own. It's not really that hard to get rid of leechers and users. You know what I'm saying? Or you just don't tolerate it at all. You could just not care and just completely just kick them out your life and do what you got to do. You can't really help people until, you get to the spot you're looking for. Because let's just say a person's asking you for money, right? And let's say I get in a messed up situation. Well, you can't help me because you don't have anything. So it makes sense for me not to help you and get to where I'm trying to go. Then I can help you later on. You know what I'm saying? So it makes less sense for me to help you now. It's almost like if you're on the plane and there's a baby crying, right? Crying, and the plane finna crash. It's going down, the plane finna crash, the baby crying. it makes sense for you to put your oxygen mask on first, and then, you know, put their oxygen mask on. Or any story. That's just an example. You have to help yourself first is basically the point I'm trying to get across. Once you help yourself, you're allowed to help other people. But in the meantime, you got to completely help yourself. You got to do what's best for you. And then go ahead and help the next person. Because this video is not to be saying like, oh, okay, oh, I got to be stingy or I don't got to help people. No, I'm not saying that. I'm just saying if you're not really in a position to help others, work on yourself and then eventually help others, you know? So that's the way I put things about that. So this is exactly the protocol that I would use if you're dealing with a user you can't get out of it. You either completely cut them off, limit your time, and use them back. And yeah, if you can, because some people don't even let you use them back. Some people really have nothing to the point where you can't even really use them back. But like if they have something, you can use them, or you can use them for your time, like hanging out and all that. But some people really have nothing to the point where, because I was in that situation where it's like you don't have nothing I could ever use you for. So I'm just gonna completely stay away from you, and then yeah, I'm gonna stay away from you and keep on declining your request of what you're asking. And you'll get the message, you'll get the hint. But some people do have things I can use them for, where I can stay away and I can use them for a time, whether it's hanging out or anything that I need. Not really money, but using on a different type of level, because there's different like levels of like users. You get what I'm saying? So, and another thing about helping other people, you gotta understand this. That could sometimes be a blessing in disguise too. If someone keeps calling for help, and if you keep on helping them, how are they ever gonna learn their lesson? Let's say somebody's hypothetically drowning with money. They don't got enough money for whatever they need to pay for. You keep on blessing this person with some money, then you look, you know what I'm saying? You don't ever get it back. But it's not even a point of just not getting it back. But you gotta understand, you really blocking their blessings because they're not learning the lesson. But if you completely say no and let them suffer through it, now they know like, okay, I can't be lazy. I gotta get off my butt to get the money. So you sometimes can be blocking a blessing. That's one thing I did learn. Like, if I help you out and you're messed up, which is a lie I said, it's nothing wrong with helping people. But let's say they're messed up and they chose to make a bad decision. Sometimes that could still be a blessing in disguise because they got to learn from their past mistakes. How are they going to learn if they keep on asking you for something and you keep on doing it? It just don't make sense. So what I'm saying is still help people, but you'll know when to help them. But if they're just constantly making the same mistake, constantly making bad decisions, that's when you should just stop helping them until they learn their lesson and maybe and humble themselves and realize that maybe I'm not capable for this, or it'll motivate them to go ahead and do more. So you can literally still block blessings by doing stuff like this. And that's one thing I didn't even know I was doing, but I heard of it and now I take that as a lesson. So don't block other people's blessings. Let them suffer. Let them go through what they need to go through so they can elevate. And then if they choose not to elevate and keep living that same cycle over and over, then let them. But asking for help just won't do so for you. So if you watch to the end, let me know what y'all think down in the comments down below. I'm going to catch y'all next video. All right, y'all. Peace.